It's time for the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Now here's your host, Pat DiSabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I am your host, Pat DiSabato from the Southdown Star newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location on 127th Street, Kedzie Avenue in Blue Island. Folks, got the big dog on. Evergreen Park High School Coach Dan Hartman will be our guest this week. Mustangs in uncharted territory. They've advanced to the Class 4A semifinals. They will host Allman on Saturday, 6 p.m. Evergreen Park High School. So 99th and Kedzie is the place to be. It will be rocking Saturday night. Mustangs, if they win, they get past Allman on Saturday. They advance to the Class 4A state championship game, and is that exciting. So we're going to talk all things Evergreen Park football with Coach Hartman. In his second season, doing an outstanding job. They advanced to the quarters last year, semis this year, so they've really got it going on over there at Evergreen Park High School. All right, folks, and remember, if you're looking to get that holiday party rolling soon, get the Beggar's Pizza, man. Plenty of rooms here. Lock it up. A lot of good food, a lot of good drinks, a lot of fun to be had. All right, when we come back, Coach Dan Hartman, Evergreen Park football, will be our guest. Stay tuned.
For over 30 years, Beggar's Pizza has been delivering you great pizza your whole family will love. But don't forget, it's not only our award-winning thin, stuffed, and deep dish pizza. We have great pasta, salads, desserts, sandwiches, and more. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, making sure you go home happy every time. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many Chicagoland locations.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Our guest this week, Evergreen Park football coach Danny Hartman. Dan, thanks for coming on board again, man.
No problem. Always good to see you.
So the hot team, man, this is absolutely exciting. What's it like? I mean, Class 4A semifinals, to be a part of this at this school, unprecedented waters.
You know, it's been really good. Everybody's really excited at the school. We've had tremendous support from the community. Everyone jumping on board, everybody making a big crowd on Saturday night. Yep. The board members, rallying behind us, getting that new turf put in. It's just been really good atmosphere around Evergreen Park here the last couple of weeks. So I look forward to keeping that rolling.
Well, I'm sure there's some veteran coaches that are not too happy with you, man. You come in 2 years and you lead them to the quarters last year, and now you're at the semis this year. What's been the key to accomplishing so much in so little time for you, man?
First of all, I think the staff that was there prior to me, they did a nice job of getting these guys going in the right direction. And, we have had the athletes in place. Last year we had the two outstanding running backs in Jackson and Baker, and then we had a good returning crew this year. I think the biggest hurdle was getting them to believe that, they could do something at this level in the state playoffs. So once they started to believe in themselves a little bit, it made things a little bit easier.
Okay. Well, I think one of the major keys is your quarterback, Brandon White. He had a nice season, but it seems like in these playoffs he's taken another level. Case in point, Saturday, 216 yards rushing and a touchdown, throws for another 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about his maturation, through the season and how he's elevated his game.
Yeah, last year Brandon started the second half of the season. He got a little banged up early on, and he was getting better and better as we went last year. But this summer he really stepped it up. We went to a ton of passing tournaments all over the state, and we even went into Indiana and did a big one down in Indianapolis. And then throughout the year, like you said, he was playing well during the season, but it was nowhere near on the level that he's playing at right now. Yeah. He's done a great job for us in the playoffs. Really leading us. I think the biggest attribute is, he hasn't been getting too greedy in the passing game, and he's been taking what defense have given him. So I think that's the big key for him in his maturation.
Well, and you've got some other big-time guys. I mean, Jaquette McClendon, I mean, he's a stud wide receiver. He's a D1 guy. You said he's getting some looks from Northwestern and Indiana and some Vandy, right?
Yeah. Jaquette, you know, he's a dynamic player. He's still really raw. The athleticism and the physical, just the stats, you know, he's 6'2", 6'3", probably 220 pounds, and he can run and he can do all those things. And he's done a nice job, you know, opening up the running game as well. You know, if you have to slide another guy over to help defend him, it opens up Brandon. But then at the same time, we got 3 other receivers that can catch the ball on the other side of him. So it's been a pretty good weapon to have.
And Mike Reuter being one of them. I know he's had a big year, man.
Yeah, Mike Reuter, I mean, he's been outstanding, you know. He's a sure-handed receiver. He's definitely a possession guy. He's Brandon's, you know, like go-to guy. If he needs a first down, if you get it to him, get it anywhere near him, he's going to catch the ball. So, I mean, he's been outstanding as well.
Yep. And we should mention Kyle Van Hazen. This is your hat, my man. This is your hat. You left it at the video shoot on Sunday, so we brought it, and Coach is going to bring it to you. But he's had a great year for you. I know he's been a little bit banged up a little bit, and he's fought through some injuries.
Yeah, Kyle's been a great player for us all year. You know, earlier in the year, he was playing a little bit more on the offensive side of the ball, but he's had some injuries and slowed him down a little bit. But he's been able to battle through those things. And on the defensive side of the ball, you know, at that end spot, he's really been a dynamic player for us, making plays in the backfield, also being able to drop him back and play linebacker some. So he's very versatile, and, you know, he's a great kid.
Yep. And we should mention, folks, when, you know, getting back to Jaquette McClendon, I mean, when you've got Vandy and Northwestern looking at you, and even Indiana, you're doing the job in the classroom as well. And this is a bright kid, right?
Yeah, he's a bright kid. You know, his grades have been where they're at. I mean, he continues to work hard in the classroom, and he gets a little bit better in the classroom, and you know, he'll be able to go to some of those places, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a great thing, man. You know, during the regular season, in conference play, you're primarily playing against 6A and 7A teams, much larger schools than what you're competing against in 4A. How beneficial has that been to your run right here?
You know, I think it's tremendous. I mean, it's really beneficial for our run. You know, we go and week in, week out against Richards, Shepherd, you know, those bigger schools, where we're the small guys. And then now we're getting to the point where we're the same size, if not bigger than them, and we're either faster or the same speed as them. So it's really helped us a lot.
Yep. Well, what is the team doing better now in the postseason than it did during the regular season? What have you really seen? Wow, we've come together here. The kids are finally getting this.
I think the real turning point for us was against Tinley Park. You know, they had a pretty good team. They had some guys banged up when we played, but most of them played. But that was the game where our kids really learned how to focus on what it was going to take to win some of these tight games in the playoffs. You know, at the beginning of the year, they were a younger group, but now they've really matured and they've learned how to focus on the task at hand, and I think that's really made us a little bit more successful here.
Yep. And we should mention too, folks, I mean, this isn't like it's a 2-year blip. You got a sophomore team that went 8-1, so and you got some nice guys returning off this team.
Yeah,
right?
You know, we're going to lose Brandon White, but we got Jaquette coming back, and we got some other nice guys coming back with varsity experience, and then there's the sophomores. You know, they went 8-1. Their only loss being to Richards, and everybody knows how talented they are right now.
Richards has beat everybody at the sophomore level. That sophomore team is something special, so you got a nice group coming back.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right, folks, we're going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, kids, boys, show that high school ID, $17 haircut. Girls, flash a $27 haircut with your school ID. So great deals to be had. All right, we come back more with Coach Dan Hartman from Evergreen Park. Stay tuned.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27 and guys get a cut and style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
For over 60 years, Standard Bank has been a part of your neighborhood, supporting sports and other activities, working with communities as they grow and thrive, helping businesses and families to reach their financial goals. In communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, your neighborhood is our neighborhood. We can help you reach your financial goals. To learn about products like Check Free, our super secure service that saves you time and money and makes it easy to pay your bills online, visit standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
If you're in the mood for some of the finest barbecue in the Southland, then Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights is the place for you and your family. Whether it's ribs, chicken, brisket, pulled pork, or any other barbecue favorites, Bon Appetit serves up a flavor explosion in a championship form. We also offer steaks, seafood, sandwiches, a mouth-watering nachos platter, and salads in a casual atmosphere, with the option of either dining inside or on our heated patio. Watch the big game in our full-service bar or call ahead for pickup. Bon Appetit in Palos Heights. Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we're talking Evergreen Park football, baby. The Mustangs, Class 4A semifinalists. Dan Hartman, coach, is on board again this week for us. And, we talked a little bit about Kyle Van Huysen, this being his hat and everything, but you did mention during the break that this is a kid who scored a 32 on his ACT, getting some looks from the Ivy League, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, really exciting for him. This summer, people started recognizing from what he did last year, especially in the playoffs for us, and then he goes out and gets the good score on the ACT, and people are looking at him. Yale, I think, was one of the ones that are interested in him, so he's going through the process of trying to get into a couple of those schools, and hopefully he can play some ball up there.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's big stuff.
All right, now, we talked about some of the kids who've obviously starred for you guys, like Jaquette and Brandon and Kyle. Who are some other kids that have really stepped up for you this year, man? You have to have some guys on that line, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Daquan Gatewood's one that comes off the top of my head. He plays linebacker for us, but at the same time, he plays on the offensive line. He plays right tackle for us. If you've seen any of the highlights, Brandon's broken off some of those big runs, and there's a kid sprinting down, getting in front of him, and it's actually one of our right tackles who can get down and get in front of him. And then, some of those other offensive linemen, Pat Van Sleet, Dan Dew, Andy Pyatt, they've done a great job really getting better as the season's progressed, and now they're really coming into their own here in the playoffs, and we wouldn't want to forget Nick Knips, our center, so he's done an excellent job too, stepping in as a junior and playing with all those seniors on that line, so it's been really exciting.
Now, you getting some of these alumni coming back to the games or what, man?
Yeah.
Victor, I'm talking alumni a little bit further back than Victor Baker and the boys, but they...
Yeah, I've heard a lot of talks, some of our players' dads played at Evergreen, and they were talking about, getting together with some of them old teammates from the early 90s when Evergreen was in the playoffs consistently, getting together, coming to the games. Definitely communities rallying around the team, and everybody's coming back, and it's been a great atmosphere.
Yep. Well, now be honest with me here now, Danny. When you lost that game to Richards, and it wasn't pretty at your place, they had a little chip on their shoulder from what you did to them the year before, no doubt about it. Did you expect to be sitting in this position right now, man, in the semis?
After that loss to Richards, you're exactly right. They had a little chip on their shoulder. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, that was basically the quarterback's coming out party, the sophomore starting for the first time, and he played really well against us, and he's done a great job since then. But as for us, coaches, we thought that we had the talent to make a deep run. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get them to buy in, and after that week, we thought it was going to go one of two ways. We could rally them and get them to pull in the same direction, and we could put it back together and get rolling, and then hopefully make a run in the playoffs if we got in. We know once we get in, we feel like we can play with anybody in the 4A. Based on what we talked about earlier, playing against all those 6 and 7A teams in the regular season.
Yeah. Well, it says a lot about your kids and obviously the coaching staff. I mean, kids have to have some resolve after you take a beating like that, and you guys have to do a good job of coaching these kids up and restoring their confidence.
Yeah, they've done a real nice job battling through adversity throughout the year. We had that big loss to Richards, and then we had an even bigger loss to Shepherd during the year.
Yeah.
That was one where we were kind of rolling along, and then the kids, we may have got a little overconfident, and they kind of put us in our place there, which helped us out. And then in the playoffs, the first game was a defensive struggle. We couldn't really get the ball in the end zone on the offense, but the defense carried us. And then from there, we kind of pulled everybody together, and it's been pretty good the last 2 weeks.
Putting up some points, 34 and then 37 points, so that's a nice thing. And what do you know about this Almond team? They're 11-1. What do you expect from this group? We
played them last year in the playoffs. They're a hard-nosed team. They're very, very well coached. I mean, their kids play extremely hard. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to be where they're supposed to be. They're going to be doing what they're supposed to do, and they're just hard-nosed. It's going to be 4 yards and a cloud of dust, and they're going to try to march it down the field on us and go over the top if we try to cheat guys into the box. And then on defense, they're going to be there. They're hard-nosed, like I said, ready to make tackles and ready to kind of try to physically work us a little bit.
So, and you haven't played them and beat them. They might have a little chip on their shoulder, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. That was that last-second win we had last year in the playoffs against them, so I'm sure they're going to have the chip on the shoulder. We're definitely going to make sure the kids remember that, kind of like we were against Richmond Burton earlier this year. Tell them that's how they're going to be coming in here. They're going to want to make their trip back to the state finals as well. So
okay. And you talked about a little bit earlier, alluded to the fact that getting some field turf. This will be the last game played on that facility. That It's almost like a mud bath right now, I
Yeah.
could imagine. But how exciting is it for you guys to get this field turf installed?
I mean, it's so exciting for the players and the community. You know, the board of education, you know, stepped up and kind of rallied around us and got that passed and okayed it to put that stuff in. And it's going to be a community complex where everybody's going to be involved out there. The soccer team, baseball teams in the spring, everybody's going to be able to use it. It's going to be something that kind of changes, hopefully, the athletic programs
Yeah.
at Evergreen Park. You know, it's going to be attractive. Trying to get kids into the building, so it's going to be a kind of a selling point for us.
Yeah, so in terms of the football program in general, I mean, this is a game changer for you guys, hopefully, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's a game changer for us in the football program. You know, we have to compete for our kids with so many Catholic schools being so close to us. So we kind of feel like it puts us on a kind of a even playing field there with those other schools that have it around us, so we can say, hey, we got it too, you know.
Yep.
Let's see what we can do here.
Now, based on the success you've had these first 2 years in your tenure, and now getting this field turf in, are you finding that it's getting a little bit easier to attract some kids to Evergreen Park, at least to have them say, hey, you are an option here instead of before where they're like, no, we're going to one of the private schools?
Yeah, I think it's definitely helped. The field turf is going to help even more. I mean, being able to say, you know, we're one of the only teams left playing. You know, it's just us and Lamont and Mount Carmel on the south side there playing, so that helps as well. But yeah, the field turf, showing the kids being able to show the kids pictures of that and saying, hey, this is what it's going to look like next year. It'll be done in July. You guys will be on it. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier for me going to sell the program, having that in my, you know, in the back pocket.
Yeah. Has that been the biggest obstacle for you, do you think, since you've taken over here, or what?
Yeah, trying to keep the kids at home. You know, we have to recruit to keep our kids. You know, other schools don't necessarily have to worry about that, but with other successful programs so close to us, and Rice and Rita and Marist, you know, it's a battle between all four of us trying to get kids.
Yep.
And so we've got to pull out all the stops and try to do whatever we can to get those kids in.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on board again, Dan. And, you know, it goes without saying, obviously, you know, congratulations. Tremendous amount of excitement. It's really good to see, man. You know, you see the same old schools again and again, but it's always good to see someone different experience this. And, I mean, these are memories of these kids, not only your players, but your students and your community they're going to have for the rest of their life, man.
Yeah, it's been real good. You know, everybody's kind of getting involved here, and it's been great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to head out there Saturday and check that game out, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing this excitement over there, you know.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, well, Danny, thanks a lot.
Nope,
Again,
no
good
problem.
luck, Saturday. Take down Almond, man. That'd be nice. 2 years in a row. All right, folks, get out your cell phones. The Vital Need Text Poll question, sponsored by Standard Bank. You know, answer the text poll question correctly, got a chance to win $50, all right? And it will have an Evergreen Park flavor to it. So we're going to this timeout, back with a lot of fun stuff, players of the week, all kinds of good things. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Are you interested in bringing the most effective form of advertising to your small business? Introducing A Vital Need Marketing, bringing your business text marketing. Your business, your offers can be in front of your customers at a moment's notice. The most powerful way to communicate with your customers is text messaging.
To discuss this new, affordable way to reach your customers, call 630-205-7351 or go to avitalneed.com.
Looking for a lunch you won't soon forget? Check out the new Beggar's Lunch Buffet. Of course you'll find the great thin crust, stuffed crust, and deep dish Beggar's Pizza you love, but our buffet goes even further. We have soups, salads, Italian beef, Italian sausage, pasta, and chicken. And don't forget about Beggar's famous cookie pizza for dessert. For only $7.95, it's an incredible deal. From 11 until 2, Monday through Friday, this is a can't-miss lunch that has something for everyone. So get to a Beggar's near you today.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Again, I'd like to thank Evergreen Park football coach Dan Hartman for being our guest. 9-3 Mustangs hosting 11-1 Almond. on Saturday, 6 o'clock. Be there, folks. And there's some great games we'll get to in a little bit. But first off, a Vital Need textbook question sponsored by Standard Bank. Chance to win a $50 gift card. Here we go, folks. This week's question: who will pass for more yards Saturday? Okay. Text A for Crete Moniz, Marcus Terrell. B for Evergreen Park's Brandon White. Okay, they're not playing each other. They're both alive, so just see who's going to pass for more yards. All right, text Beto to 69302. Again, text Beto to 69302. Texter number 3. Once you hear the prompt, send an A or B, and texter number 3 with the correct response will win a $50 gift card. Compliments of Standard Bank. Okay, we're going to the results segment, sponsored by our good friend Tom Mulvey at Athletics, Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy. All right, first game, Class 8A, Mount Carmel 45, Lions 10. That was a 10-10 game at the half. Caravan turning on in the second half and got a whole case of you-know-what out. Matt Domer, 17 carries, 98 yards, and 2 TDs. Donnie Buckus had a 1-yard touchdown run, and Draco Smith, 7-yard TD run for the Caravan, who traveled to Neuqua Valley Saturday night, 6 p.m. That's going to be a good one, folks. 7A, Lincoln Way East, they're just running along, man. 40-10 over Edwardsville. For Lincoln Way East, Tommy Feasels, 15 carries, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns. Sean Doherty had a 25-yard pick six for East. Up next for the Griffins, they got to travel up the Lisle. They're facing Bennett. Bennett team that is 11-1. I think East is going to get through that one, though, but it's going to be a good game. All right, Lamont, 21. You know what? Let's wait on that Lamont one. Let's go to the Crete Moni game. Crete Moni 42, Ottawa 6. That was a Class 6A tussle. The Warriors, led by Marcus Terrell, 122 yards passing. Laquan Treadwell had an 8-yard TD reception. Kyle Tilley, 3-yard TD run. For the Warriors, who are 12-0, up next, they are traveling to Lamont Saturday night, 6 o'clock. Lamont took down Oak Forest 21-14 Saturday for the Indians, who just, they get it done. We had Eric Michelson on last week, and like I said, man, these guys just know how to get it done. Chris Giatris, 34 carries, 117 yards, 3 scores. Zach Broso, 5 of 12, 92 yards passing. Drew Slee, 26-yard TD reception. Now the Indians, they've been on the road for 2 weeks. Now they come back home on that turf, home crowd. That place will be rocking. It'll be a frenzied crowd out there, and I'm sure Crete Moni is going to bring a couple busloads themselves. So 6 o'clock up at Lamont Saturday night. For Oak Forest, Tommy Zale, 13 carries, 59 yards. Ben Santiago, 14 carries, 35 yards, and 2 scores. Kudos to the Lamont defense. They held that potent Oak Forest rushing attack to under 150 yards. And if the Bengals, usually one of their 3 primary running backs, rushes for that alone, and they couldn't do it as a unit. So great season by the Bengals, though. Class 5A, Joliet Catholic 21, Lincoln Way West 20. Controversial finish on this one. That was in overtime for JCA. Ty Isaac, 16 carries, 174 yards, couple TDs. Was injured, did not play in the second half. Questionable for this week. Mike Ivelo, 15 carries, 76 yards, and a TD. Joliet Catholic's got Montini. That's going to be a tough one for him, man. Montini is loaded. I think Montini gets it done. For Lincoln Way West, Javier Montalvo, 15 carries, 83 yards. Jake Roberts had a 9-yard TD reception. Adam Slattery had 7 catches for 107 yards. Went for the 2-point conversion, and it was stopped, but it was so close. Some people say Lincoln Way West, it was a touchdown. Others said it was not. Officials said it was not. That was the important thing. So season over for the Warriors. A great season, though. 4A, Evergreen Park 37, Brooks 14. For Evergreen Park, Brandon White was 7 of 18, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also had 216 yards rushing on 22 carries and a touchdown. Jaquette McClendon, 45-yard TD reception. Paul Romano, 60-yard TD reception. Have to take care of the Paisan. And Mike Reuter, 14-yard TD reception. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week, Evergreen Park's Brandon White. Had to give it to him. You heard the stats. He's our guy. $25 gift card going to Brandon. Congratulations. Compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe. To Lisa Thomas Salon, Teen Club Player of the Week. Brittany Kampmer of Sandburg set a school record in the 100 breaststroke and was a part of 5 varsity pool or school records. So she's going to get a Lisa Thomas Salon goodie bag. And the Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse Coach of the Week, Lamont's Eric Michelson. He did the job against Oak Forest, has beaten them 8 straight times. All right, folks, going to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. Come back, high and tight.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oakbrook Promenade.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27 and guys get a cut and style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
Since 1970, Standard Bank & Trust has been a landmark at the corner of 95th and Western. Now there's a new, state-of-the-art Standard Bank at the same convenient location and better equipped to serve your needs. So stop by and meet our friendly professional staff. They provide personalized service and a wide range of products to help both businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. In the Evergreen Park area and in communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, we're your neighborhood bank. Learn more at standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, high and tight, folks, time. You know, it just goes to show you what's going on at Evergreen Park, man. It's an exciting place to be right now. Of course, Saturday, it's going to be unbelievable, but, you know, they got a good guy in there, a good coach, Dan Hartman. He's got this thing turned around. I mean, not only turned around, they're knocking down the door of reaching the elite status in area high school football. And if they get to the state championship and win it, they're one of the best in the entire state. And now they're going to get that field turf installed soon after that game's over on Saturday. It's the last game that will be played on that facility. So then they're going to get the field turf installed. And then it's going to get a little interesting, man. You know, some of those folks in Evergreen Park who have primarily sent their kids to private school, hey, you're talking Evergreen Park with field turf, successful program. Things are really building up over there. It's a great, great, great thing that's happening in Evergreen Park High School. So all starts at the leadership at the top and it filters down. They've got the right people in the right places over there. Athletic Director Jimmy Solden, a good guy as well. So things are looking very good over there. So, all right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Get out to one of these great games this week. Ton of good action to be had. And if you're out at Evergreen Park, give me a holler. All right, we'll see you next week.